vivid go here, and I'm 30 years old, and I've got Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is like a muscle wasting condition. So I've lived with that all my life. I think around transition time when I was like 17 to 19, a lot of my condition deteriorated. At that time, there's a lot of things going on. Like I was going to college and I was having to do a lot more activities, and I was constantly in hospital. But during that time, I think a lot of the problems is because I was changing and I didn't have like a continuity of care to get used to that time that I personally wasn't really able to understand my disability. Sometimes when kind of you have to meet another person in transition, it's very difficult because they don't really know you when you have to kind of start a relationship again with someone. I think that's one of the points. But another point was I think transition in a way helped because it made me think about where I want to go in life and what I wanted to do because and during that time I left my school and I was unsure about going to college. So I think transition can help me in a way, but I think it doesn't really prepare you for the lack of services you get as an adult. There's a lot of confusion really about what I would receive. So I think, and also there's a lot of talk about, for me that to live independently from my transition social work. And I didn't really want to do that because I was comfortable at home and I had a lot of my care support. So it was a bit challenging to convince the social worker that I want to live at home. So I felt like I was already worried about a lot of other things. And I think living independently was like the last thing I thought I wanted to do, and I didn't really feel safe that way. But I think transition does prepare you in a way to start taking control of your life rather than just as a child, like you think it's up to your parents, like deal with all your disability stuff. But it did give me a lot of onus to feel a lot more independent in that way because at that time my condition was changing. I think I needed to kind of do that. I needed to learn to be a lot more sensible and understand my condition because up to that point, like, my condition really didn't really affect me as much. And also, like when you're at school, you're quite sheltered, so it is very daunting to leave school and think about my next step. I think college just helped me to grow as well at that time because like I went to special school Ashfield. Like they did a lot of my care there. There was carers there and it was a lot like going from home to school, whereas in college I had to handle a lot of my staff, people that were helping me in the day, and I think like struggles like that helped me. They helped me to grow really through adverse times and confusing times as well. I think through transition when I got into adult, I felt a lot more in control of myself. So the lack of services in adults wasn't as bad because I was starting to look after myself, like do physio at home. Because before I left transition, we had a physio couple, and she gave me like a lot of exercises to do. As a child, I hated physio, so it just changed my mentality. The transition, I didn't find it that smooth, like a period of confusion. I, at that time, wasn't able to think properly because I was quite ill. So I think it just felt a lot because communicating what your care you need is kind of difficult when you don't really know how your body's going to change in the next week or so. All in all, I think transition did help me to realize that my condition is my condition and I should be thinking about my care in the future. And it kind of prepared me for like adulthood in a sense of like a lot of the stuff I do now, like my working and my writing and all my gaming accessibility work and advocacy I do at the minute. So I think I'm grateful for transition and preparing me for adulthood.